So I'm joined by Carol Smillie this morning. Morning to you, Carol. We're
Good
going to talk about
morning.
aspects of the lockdown, aren't we?
Well, is anyone talking about anything else?
Yeah, exactly. And more specifically, the DIY situation has been an absolute surge, hasn't there, in people doing it over the last few weeks and getting stuck in and redesigning their houses.
I think we've always, as a nation, been pretty keen on making our homes our castles. But yeah, since we've been forced to stay at home, we're also forced to have a look round behind us and think, this place could perhaps do with a little bit of a spruce up. So according to International Wallpaper Week, they have discovered that the hike in sales of wallpapers and paints has been absolutely massive. 137% increase on wallpapers alone. I mean, that's something we never ever did on changing rooms because it took too much time. Back then, it was quite labour intensive. But nowadays, it's changed beyond belief. So even kids are having a go. I mean, I just think it's amazing.
The percentage is incredible, isn't it? I was looking at that figure. I had to look twice at it really to see the so many people are actually getting involved with this.
Well, it's funny because I think people are quite scared to have a go. Paint, they understand paint. They think, right, okay, I know that. And if the worst comes to the worst, I can paint over it. But wallpaper has been a sort of scary thing for a long time. Certainly when I was a kid, I wallpapered my parents' kitchen, bizarrely. I don't know why they thought I was a good idea to let me do it, but they did. And it was a complicated thing back then. But now you just have to paste the wall. It's so easy. You don't even get near a table or anything. I'm just amazed at how far it has come. Paint will be paint, but wallpaper has certainly had a massive makeover itself.
It does fill me with a bit of dread though, because when me and my wife moved into our first home, that was the first thing we did wallpapering, and the very first piece of wallpaper we cut, it was about a foot too short, and we had a big row.
Oh no! Did you have enough spare?
We had enough, just about, but it's one of those, isn't it? It can cause a little bit of tension.
Well, I think
it did with me anyway.
I think from a bloke's perspective, I think I'm supposed to be knowing how to do this stuff. It doesn't make me look very good, but actually, it's so blooming simple now. It's terrifying. You don't when you did it. Did you have to have a wallpaper table?
Well, yes, we've got one of those. Yes,
I'm not sure. Soak all the paper and all that. No, that's all gone. Now you just paste the wall with a roller, and they get the dry paper. Stick it up. It's that easy. Incredible. And now you can get paints to match the wallpaper, and especially in situations like this, like you talking to me now, and you can see behind. I mean, mine's quite nondescript at the moment because I'm in my daughter's got a wee music room that she does all her stuff in. However, people are now being interviewed, via video links, and they want to make sure that their house people are interested in what's behind their interviewee, so they worry that the background doesn't look professional enough, or they want to make it look like an office. And it's amazing really that all of this has affected the way people perceive us, and therefore we want to make it look great.
So tell us about some of the new techniques and some of the new things that people are doing then.
Well, certainly you don't need a table anymore. All you need is a decent brush, some scissors, a couple of bags of paste, and a roller, and up you go. Wallpaper, a roller with wallpaper paste the wall, and then cut the paper according to having enough length on it. Make sure you don't leave it. What did you say? A foot short?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Sorry, I thought I put that in silent. So make sure you don't have that too short, and then after that, put the paper up, dry. Make sure there's no bubbles in it by flattening out all the space and all the parts of the wallpaper, and then off you go, good to go. Just clean it off along the bottom with a clean cut, and do the same again. I would be very careful, perhaps on the first attempt, to make sure that you pick paper that is not too complicated. Interestingly enough, we're buying a lot of florals just now because we're stuck indoors and we want to have our outdoors indoors. Florals are quite useful when it comes to lumpy walls or slightly uneven walls, because it hides a lot of that kind of thing. And even kids are having a go, which is just fantastic.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. It's something that all the family are getting involved with, and that bodes well for the next generation of people, doesn't it?
I think it's quite brave to let your children get involved, depending on how old your children are, obviously. But yeah, certainly, it seems that a lot of kids are getting involved, and the searches on YouTube and Google are showing that people are genuinely interested. Companies like Graham and Brown there are, they're selling wallpaper as fast as they can make it, and that's at the point when DIY stores weren't actually even open. But now that they are, it's going to go even higher, which is amazing.
Do you think this can be quite therapeutic in a way and good for people's mental health and well-being? Because there's a lot's been made, hasn't it, of people who've been stuck indoors with not much to do, and obviously this is a task. If you do set out to do it, so you've got to go all in, haven't you, and do it properly and take your time over it. Maybe that's where I went wrong and I was trying to rush it.
No, I think where you went wrong was probably old-fashioned wallpaper that you had to paste the paper. However, if you're really worried about it, you get a piece of hardboard in the garage or outside in the garden and try it with that first. Make sure you buy enough paper to cover for any kind of incidentals, and watch for pattern repeats and things like that. So I say, go for something simple to start off with, not too plain so you can see any disasters. Perhaps the florals are good, or vertical stripes, that kind of thing are good. But have a go. It's not that difficult anymore, and I think people are bonding with their families as part of doing this. There's a real sense of achievement that you've made your home look so fantastic. So it's great.